Hello to all my story lovers. Welcome back in Storytime channel. Today's story name is How Not to Outsmart a God. This is the story of Ravana and Ganesha. Now let's go to the story. King Ravana of Lanka was devoted disciple of Lord Shiva. His mother Kalkisi was also devotee and responsible for initiating the seeds of Shiva Bhakti into her son. One day, Ravana decided to go to the Mount Kailash and perform penance to please Lord Shiva. He met his mother before leaving, who advised him, "My child, don't ask the Lord for material things. Instead, ask Him for the divine Atmalinga, the source of immortality and great power." Ravana agreed, left home and began his penance. He had immense confidence in himself and his devotion. Years passed in deep meditation and strict penance, but Lord Shiva did not appear. Ravana then began another penance with a renewed vigor. Vishnu, who was following the course of events, was aware of Ravana's desire for the Atmalinga. He was against the idea of Ravana possessing the linga. Ravana was an asura and could wreak havoc upon the gods once he owned it. He thought to himself, "I will enter Ravana's mind and influence it whenever Shiva appears." At last, Lord Shiva revealed himself. When Ravana saw the Lord, he said, "O Lord, I have been waiting for you. Had you not visited me now, I would have carried Mount Kailash to my abode in Lanka." "Is it that easy, Ravana?" Shiva asked with a smile. "It is not difficult. I am Ravana and I have the strength of 20 hands and 10 heads. I can accomplish anything," Ravana boasted. "If that is so, I will sit on Mount Kailash and you can take me to your house," Lord Shiva said. Ravana put his palm below Mount Kailash, ready to lift it. Lord Shiva simply put his little toe to the ground. That was enough. Ravana's finger became trapped under the Mount Kailash. He pulled and pulled to get them out, but to no avail. Realizing Shiva's greatness, Ravana prayed to him for forgiveness. This prayer is now known to be the Hindu hymn called Shiva Tandava Stotram. The kind-hearted Shiva forgave Ravana and lifted his toe so that he could free his fingers. Pleased with Ravana's prayers, Shiva said, "You are such a great devotee that I can't refuse you any boon. Come, tell me what you want." Ravana was about to ask for the precious Atmalinga when Vishnu created his mind to play truant. Instead of asking for Atmalinga, Ravana glanced at the goddesses Parvati and said, "I want Parvati." Vishnu was pleased with the mischief he had caused. He knew that Ravana would never get Parvati and would have to face consequences of asking for Shiva's beloved consort. Goddesses Parvati was upset with the demon's audacity, but Lord Shiva smiled and said, "Take her if you can. You have my permission." Parvati was furious at her husband. "How can you give me away? I am the mother of word and your wife. How can you separate yourself from me? You are Ardhanarishwara. Half of your body is me." "Oh Parvati," Shiva said, amused, "you already know what to do. Don't be upset. I will see you soon." Left with no choice, Parvati followed Ravana, who was ecstatic at the thought of the goddesses following him. They set off towards Lanka. After some time, he turned around to see her, but she was gone. Surprised, Ravana started searching for the goddesses, all the time wondering where she could have disappeared to. During his search, he met Narada, the son of Brahma and ardent devotee of Vishnu. Befitting his unique status, Narada had the ability to travel the three realms, carrying around his tambura chanting Narayana Narayana. Narada played the role of messenger, often counseling and sometimes intentionally misguiding kings, devas, and even asuras. When Ravana asked Narada if he had seen Parvati anywhere, the sage replied, "The one who was following you was not the real Parvati anyway. The real Parvati is hiding in the Patal Loka. You will recognize her immediately because she is the most beautiful woman you will ever see. You would better go there quickly before she runs back to Shiva." Patala was also the abode of Mayasura, the great architect of the Asuras, his beautiful wife Hema, and their daughter Mandodari. Mandodari's beauty was famous and unparalleled. When Mayasura built the city of Lanka for its king, Mandodari had frequently observed Ravana in the royal gardens. With time, she had fallen in love with him and expressed to her father her desire to marry the great king of Lanka. Meanwhile, Ravana went to Patala in search of goddesses Parvati. But when he saw Mandodari, he fell utterly and completely in love with her. He thought she must be the real Parvati. Meanwhile, taking advantage of the confusion, Parvati headed back to Mount Kailash. Besotted Ravana requested Mayasura, "I would like to marry this beautiful maiden." Mayasura and Hema happily agreed. "She is our daughter," said Mayasura. But Ravana was too busy staring at Mandodari to pay attention to Mayasura's word. So a lavish wedding was arranged and Mandodari and Ravana were married to each other. After some time, Ravana returned to Lanka with his new bride and introduced her to his mother as a Parvati. When Kalkesi saw Mandodari, she instantly recognized the daughter of Mayasura. "Son, this isn't Parvati. This girl is Mandodari, the daughter of the great architect Mayasura. What have you done?" In a flash, Vishnu's illusion reached its conclusion and Ravana recalled his goal with clarity. He realized how he had been duped twice, once by Vishnu and once by Narada. His mother calmed him down. "It was your mistake, son. How can you ask for Parvati? What was wrong with you? In any case, I approve of Mandodari. She will prove to be a good wife to you. Now go back and redo your penance. This time, make no mistake." So Ravana spent some time in Lanka with his new bride, whom he became very fond of, and then started another tapasya, this time determined not to be outwitted. Just as Lord Shiva was about to reveal himself to the praying Ravana, Parvati advised her husband, "Please be wise. Do not allow him an unconditional boon, lest he ask you for something that will end up wreaking havoc on the three realms." Once more Shiva appeared in front of his devotee and said, "I am impressed by your devotion, Ravana. What do you want?" This time Ravana was focused and prepared. He said, "Oh my lord, give me the Atmalinga." Lord Shiva was taken aback. He had not expected this, but he had given his word. So he handed the Atmalinga over to Ravana, but with the condition that the linga must never be placed on the ground. If it was, the linga would remain there permanently. Ravana accepted the Atmalinga and thanking the Lord left. Word traveled fast to all the realms about the Atmalinga's new owner. It caused great concern and the gods became worried. A powerful asura like Ravana would inevitably misuse the Atmalinga. The gods approached Lord Ganesha and said, "Please help us, O wise one. We will not survive if the Atmalinga remains in the hands of Ravana." "Don't worry, my friends, I will get it back for you," Ganesha promised. Ganesha knew that Ravana offered prayers to the sun god every evening, no matter where he was. As soon as it was time for Ravana's prayers, Ganesha took the form of a young cowherd and wandered near Ravana. Seeing the boy idling around, Ravana called out to him, "Come here, boy. Will you hold this for me for a while till I finish my prayers? I will pay you handsomely, but you must not put it down." Ravana held out the Atmalinga. Ganesha smiled and agreed. He said, "I can only hold this for a while because I have to keep an eye on my cows. If you take too long, I will put this down and go to look after my cows." Ravana said, "I won't take a lot time. Don't worry." Saying this, Ravana went to the water and began his evening prayers. After some time, Ganesha said loudly, "Sir, wait a minute," replied Ravana. After a few minutes, Ganesha called out to him again, "Sir, I can't hold this any longer. I must go now." Ravana left his prayers and ran towards the boy, but before he could reach him and take the Atmalinga from his hands, the boy put the Atmalinga down on the ground and walked away in a huff. Ravana was furious. He wanted to kill the young boy and look around for him, but the boy had disappeared along with his cows. Ravana turned back to the Atmalinga and focused all his anger and energy into picking up the linga, but it was no use. After some time, with Ravana's pulling and tugging, the linga changed shape and began to look like cow's ear. Unhappily, Ravana gave up and went back to Lanka, cursing a little cowherd without ever knowing that he was Lord Ganesha. The Atmalinga remained on the earth in the holy town of Gokarna, which itself means cow's ear, in northern Karnataka, and today a small statue of Ganesha stands beside the linga on the spot where the Lord is believed to have met Ravana. Now this is the end of the story. Do you like it? Then comment it and subscribe our channel. Bye bye.